Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the main event. It's another episode of the Ready to Rumble show. Joining the show tonight, former Olympian from the 2004 Olympics, presently undefeated professional boxer, hailing from beautiful Cleveland, Ohio, Jaun McPherson, and the co-host that you'll start seeing here on the Ready to Rumble show each and every Sunday night, Coach Al Jones. And the main contender, ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 267 pounds of solid muscle, standing 6'7" tall. It's the Rottweiler, Big Jeff Woods. Without further ado, welcome to the Ready to Rumble show.
Hey, sports world, what's happening all over the world? Welcome to Big Five Star City, beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. How is your boy, Mr. Cleveland, Ohio himself, Jeff Woods, the Rottweiler. And I'm in the gym today, in the studio today with Al Jones, my new co-host. You'll see him every Sunday. And we have the dynamic 2004 Olympian, Jaun McPherson. Hello, Jaun.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, and so it's going to be a great show today. And as a matter of fact, we start off with some Wiz Khalifa. So we're from Pittsburgh to Cleveland, Cleveland to Pittsburgh today, okay? So it's an action-packed day, heavy punches to the chin. So we might as well start off blessing the punch power to the gloves. So let's kiss the gloves, the black gloves, for punch power to the chin for men, the blue gloves. For the young men, punch power, and for the, can't forget the ladies, the pink glove. For punch power to the chin. Okay, so we're all here ready, set to go for today's show. And then my new coach, Coach Al Jones. Hello, Coach Al.
Hey, how you doing, Big Jeff?
Okay, and we're all getting started now.
It's an honor to join you on this show every Sunday evening, and it's just a pleasure to be working next to a professional such as yourself.
Okay, thank you, Coach Al. Okay, so we're going to get started right now. Matter of fact, this is going to be an action-packed day because we had the college segment today. Well, last week, matter of fact, Thursday the 16th, we did the Tri-C graduation. It was at the Wolstein Center at Cleveland State University, where I was there and took photos of there. We also were going to have with the old school boxing with Coach Doc Love and his son Ariel Love. That's a father and son boxing team. We'll speak on them today. The old school boxing with the dynamic boxer Ariel Love. So let's get started and let's go right now and talk to the 2004 Olympian Jaun McPherson. How you doing, Jaun?
All right.
How does it feel to be back in the city of Cleveland into the sport of boxing?
Real good.
Okay. So what we had, we all came up in Cleveland with Coach Al here, and I was with Coach Caldwell at the Pals Athletic League and on Broadway and Union Avenue, and now with Coach Al here, he was with the on the 55th at the Emmanuel Stewart Gym. That's 55th in St. Clair, that gym. And I had met a younger you with the Amari Braxton Gym, and they also have someone the Wolstein Center was the Convocation Center. You did a show there. Right. That was in the 04 area. Okay, so you've been okay.
Good. Man.
Okay, so matter of fact, I'm gonna ask a few more questions. What's your training schedule like now? You up early morning?
Yeah, up in the morning. Training early in the day, getting in and out.
Okay.
And
running every morning.
Running every morning.
Okay, that's good.
It's a blessing, every day, being able to get up and do what I do, what I love to do.
Okay, that's good, right? Because I'm using that Case Western Reserve track. That's why I'm on 115th in Superior area. So right up the street is the College of Case Western Reserve, right. And they have an Olympic-sized track there. So that's where I do my running at.
That's a great place.
Right, Case Western. That's a nice sized track there. So you're 7-0. That's great. And I'm 9-0, but you're 7-0. That's great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got photos of you. I see you with Mike Tyson, and also with Channel 43, Ronnie Duncan. We got
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. We got a lot of nice photos of you, Jaun McPherson. So you're great.
Tudor, Andre Ward, the list goes on.
Right, the list goes on. And also, fans will also cover last night, Sean Porter. He won his fight again there from Akron. Sean Porter in Atlantic City. United City, he fought Del Greco. So Sean Porter wins again, and he's still undefeated there, right there. Coach Al has info there for us on the results of last night's fights of Sean Porter. Okay, and also we'll be talking a lot today on the positive words out to the youth, political segments of the show, Christian, we'll shout out to the Christian, and also the college students, so it's going to be a great show.
Amen.
So I'm just really glad, and so we're going to take time out right now, and then Coach Al come through and really say what he has to say to the youth, and also the city of Cleveland, now that he's the new addition and co-host of Ready to Rumble show. The show has become a success.
Yes, it has, Big Jeff. Thanks to you and your passion and love for boxing and for the city of Cleveland. It's amazing the work you've put in. I just stood back in awe and watched you for the last month or so. You're everywhere.
Okay.
You're in 3 or 4 gyms in one day, interviewing all the little Cleveland fighters, inspiring them, speaking and inspiring the youth all the time, and it's just amazing to watch you. Got a lot of energy.
Okay, thank you. And so,
Yeah, and that's what inspired me to join you, you know, because I just watched the work you've been doing for the last month or so. And you know, yep, it's like you mentioned, Jaun McPherson is just, I'm so excited to have him as a special guest today on the show. McPherson, for all of you out there that follow boxing, you will know that he is the most dynamic fighter that Cleveland ever had to come out of Cleveland, Ohio, and that's what a compliment that is. Powerful compliment.
Coach, please, Coach, share the history with the viewers out there in case they're new to the boxing scene and they don't really know who Jaun McPherson is. Give us the history on this champion, soon to be champion.
That's right. Jaun McPherson started boxing at the age of 8. He immediately broke all types of records, shattered records in boxing. He went undefeated for 40 fights until we thought he was robbed in one of the championship fights in Colorado. But he had an amazing amateur career. He was a superstar amateur boxer and the most popular boxer on the U.S. Olympic team. And he made the U.S. team every year that he competed in those tournaments. He won them. He won them all. He beat some of the great fighters that we see on television today. He beat many of them. McPherson, unfortunately, you know, he had to stop boxing a few years ago. He's 7-0 as a professional, but fortunately now he's back, and he has said, you know, that he is going to make Cleveland proud. He's not going to stop till he hits the top this time, and I'm just so excited. You know, McPherson made the U.S. team. He never lost a United States Olympic tournament in his whole life. His list of accomplishments are amazing, astounding. It would take this show and a couple more just to name them, but I can tell you that he won world championships, gold medals, and world tournaments in Cuba against every other country's champions. Some of them tournaments had 66 countries competing against the U.S., and McPherson, we could always count on him to come out. We would have at least one gold medal in those tournaments. So it's just really fortunate for us to have him back, and I'm really excited. And like I said, he's 7-0 professionally. He's been back training in the gym a couple of months now, and he's planning on fighting next month and have his first fight. And he plans going after somebody's world belt in about 4 or 5 fights. He says, and I agree, it's just a matter of conditioning for him, because all the guys, many of the guys, I shouldn't say all, that's not true. Many of the guys we see on TV with belts, he's already beaten them hands down all his life. So we're excited to have him with us, and that's just a little history on Jaun.
What about, what do you find more interesting, Jaun, fighting for your country in the Olympics or winning a professional fight?
I mean, for my city, you know, for the country, you know, my family. I mean, it's a privilege. I mean, to go out, you know what I'm saying, and accomplish what I do. You know what I'm saying. I love boxing. You know what I'm saying. So.
So he's ducking the question, but I tell you, he wanted to win that Olympic gold medal so bad as a little boy. Oh, I didn't mention that I've been his trainer since he started boxing too. 8 years old, so I am his trainer, so I know a little bit. I can speak a little bit on it. Right. But he always dreams since he was a little kid, LG, of winning a gold medal, participating in the Olympics. We turned down a lot of money when Jaun got 17, 18 years old, a lot of offers for him to turn professional because he wanted to compete in the Olympics. Unfortunately, he was injured in the Olympic box offs. He competed against Andre Berto in 2004. Many Clevelanders will remember Berto fouled him, flipped him over his back. McPherson was winning the fight. It would have been the third time McPherson had beat Berto. He had beat Berto at 2 previous meetings before. They had only fought twice, and McPherson had beat him hands down both times. And this was for the winner of this fight was going to make the U.S. Olympic team, and he got injured. And he wasn't able to continue in the tournament for medical reasons. And so he got discouraged a little bit, I think, and he fought for a little while. When he turned professional, he fought for a year and a half. He just seemed like he lost his enthusiasm that he had when he didn't make that U.S. Olympic team, didn't get that chance to compete for that gold medal. And I'm just so glad to see him back now, and the good news is it won't take him many fights before he'll be competing for high stakes, for a belt. And so.
Okay, congratulations, Juan. Welcome back to the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's boxing season in Cleveland, Ohio, and like I said, I did a special last week. I did an article on Cleveland, when back in Venice, Cleveland, when they didn't think there was much entertainment in the city. It may have been known as a mistake by the lake, but now Cleveland is a tinsel town, USA, a tourist attraction, and boxing is here. And like what Humphrey Bogart would say, frankly, my dear, we wouldn't care. Cleveland is back on the map. And like LG, me and Eric Lincoln, right. We are the new modern day Ali and Howard Cosell. So boxing is back alive in the city of Cleveland, Ohio, right. And we're real happy there that we're doing boxing, and even I speak some Winston Churchill, it's not what you can do it's not what the city can do for you, it's what you do for the city. So we're bringing good boxing for the city of Cleveland to the world. We're putting it out there. Boxing is here in the city of Cleveland, Ohio, and it's a positive way, everyone's going the right way, and we're all weight classes, and everybody, all races can get involved, and we just live a positive life, okay? So thanks, Juan McPherson, for coming back to the sport of boxing, okay? Now what we're going to do, we're going to give you a stage again, Juan, and that you just say hello to your friends, family, and loved ones.
I'd like to say shout out to my rest in peace. My father passed away last week. And,
sorry about that.
And my mom, my brothers and sisters, my nieces and nephews, and everyone out there, has been keeping up with me since my career and since a young kid.
Okay.
So, thanks for that.
Right, and that's good support there too. Okay, and that's great. And sorry about your dad. Okay, but keep boxing. God's there too. And our word hearts go out for you. Okay, but now, what's your plan for the future now? Matter of fact, I'm headed out to Las Vegas next month to Mayweather. I'm doing some sparring out there. You know what I'm saying? There's been an outcry from my fans. Most of my sparring partners have been chubby guys, not guys in shape like me. So I'm going out for some better sparring. That's right. They're gonna fly me out via to. I'm gonna go via out to Las Vegas for some guys in tip-top shape. Because I do my road work. I'm not going to be a guy out of shape. So that's the main reason my trip to Las Vegas, to maintain Mayweather with the light heavyweight Douglas Antonio for better sparring. So because your fans want you to see, you can throw a lot of combinations, a lot of good stuff. What I'm saying? But if your opponent looks shabby, they say, well, can we get a better opponent? So I'm going out for a better opponent, and that's what it means for my fan base. That's an outcry, and so I have to, you got to please your fans. That's where you stay on top. You do what your fans want, so my fans want me to go with them. Stop fighting the fat guys and go with guys in shape like you. So that's good, and I do it for all my fans. Rock a lot of Big Jeff Woods, holler at your boy, Mr. Cleveland, okay? So thanks a lot. So okay. You know how it is. This boxing is real. You got to be real with you. Know what I'm saying?
Hey, Big Jeff.
Yeah, talk to me, Coach.
That's so true. It's right. So hard, so rare to have a heavyweight in boxing that's in good shape, that's energetic. Because most heavyweights are big. They're big. It's hard for them. They don't want to work out, a lot of them. Right. And, that's the wrap on that division. But when it's like the value of a good center in basketball. It's rare to have a guy that's big and athletic and in shape and energetic like you are, Jeff. I seen you work out. It's crazy. You got a crazy workout. Yeah. And so... that's rare, and it's all about stamina in that division, boy. Right. Much of it is. Much of it is.
Right, because I'm hitting a lot of wind sprints, a lot of combinations coming at you, upstairs, body. You just can't be a headhunter. You got to go upstairs, downstairs, mix them up. Then I got the long reach. I can't let you shorten my reach, put them in a circle. I I'm not going up against the ropes on, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
that's why I was training hard and real diligently, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
To make
right.
sure it goes my way, you know what I'm saying? So we right back at the 5-Star City of Cleveland, Ohio, you know what I'm saying? Well, welcome to the Ready Rumble Show with my new co-host, Coach Al Jones, and our superstar, 2004 Olympian, Jaun McPherson. Holla at your boy, the Rottweiler,
yeah.
Big Jeff Woods. I'll see you in Las Vegas next month. Okay, we're back at the Ready Rumble Show, live coming to 5-Star City, beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, we're back at you last night with an action-packed night in Atlantic City. Akron, Ohio, Sean Porter winning unanimous decision win over Del Greco. And you know what I'm saying? Well, congratulations, Sean Porter, and also the state of Ohio supports you and know your boxing skills. Now, Coach Al, can you give us an inside scoop what really went down last night?
Oh, yeah, Big Jeff. They were getting down last night. Sean Porter did us proud again. You know, the Akron native, 25-year-old Sean Porter from Akron, but he spends much of his time in Cleveland training, always have, like his father, Kenny Porter, his trainer and father did. Kenny fought in Cleveland most of his career. But getting back to the fight last night, Porter fought a guy named Phil Del Greco that was 25-0. He was out of Ontario, Canada.
Okay.
And they rumbled in that fight, but Porter dominated him. Two of the judges had him winning every round. It was a 10-rounder. And one judge gave Del Greco 1 or 2 rounds, something like that. So Porter he's getting down.
He had won by unanimous decision.
Yeah, unanimous decision.
Okay, so
and
once
he's
again,
putting himself in a position for a title fight.
Okay,
Next
great.
1 or 2 more fights, and he will be fighting for a world title. He's already got some international titles. I mean, like North American belts,
Right.
those type of titles.
Okay.
But he will be fighting for a world title, and I bet you 1 or 2 more fights from now.
Okay. So once again, like I said, the Radio Rumble Show, I go out on the road, so I'm headed up the west side of Akron, Ohio, to Good Shepherd Boxing. So they'll be seeing me there, and the Radio Rumble Show will be in the city of Akron, Ohio, and we'll be showcasing the Good Shepherd's Boxing Club. Okay. Jaun McPherson, you're a pretty good fan of Sean Porter. What do you think about Sean himself as a fighter?
He's a nice fighter, you know what I'm saying? I grew up watching him, you know what I'm saying, the amateurs. back in the days coming up, you know what I'm saying, going out of town, you know what I'm saying, watching him.
Okay.
He's a nice fighter, though, you know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
real strong, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, have you ever boxed against any opponents from Good Shepherd when you were in the amateur? A Good Shepherd boxer from the Akron Boxing Club on the west side?
I can say we've been over to the gym.
Sparred together.
Okay, right.
Worked out together.
Okay.
Yeah, they work out together. They're good friends.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with the Wilkins Santiago, Lorraine's?
Wilkins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched them when I was a young kid. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah. Another good friend of ours we spar with, too.
Okay.
Wilkins and his trainer, Freddie.
Okay.
And they're based out of Lorain, Ohio. And Wilkins is undefeated, too, as you know, and he fights next weekend. And I'm not sure where, I can't remember where it is. I think it's Atlantic City, but Wilkins is undefeated.
Okay.
And so he's in his quest to win the world title also. So we got a lot of action going on right around Cleveland, Cleveland area.
Okay, and so because we're friends there with the TV's 20 downtown, Cleveland's Television 20, right? And that's with the Christian Patterson and Kenyon Johnson. Matter of fact, when you do sponsored, we can come out, BM, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, Television 20 downtown. You know, I've got an interview with them there on the Inside Sports Edition. Right. So so we'll follow you and support you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And like I'm going for better sparring to find type guys. You know what I'm saying? So I got in Vegas. All those interviews will be sent back to Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Because I need me a shot with the Klesko brothers, either one. But I'm like President Obama. It's time for a change. You know what I'm saying? I can knock out either Klesko. You know, as good as I am from the skills they've seen, the way I'm agile, I'm more quick, more elusive, and I throw heavy combinations. Either Klesko can go out messing with me, it won't go the distance. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, and they know this, so that's why I'm going straight to Vegas. And you know, I call names. You know, I pat you on the shoulder, tell you turn around, put gloves on. You know, I don't duck and dodge nobody because ain't nobody can beat me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it had to be. I'm a Rottweiler. I live to my name. You know what I'm saying? What's your fight name?
Yeah.
Magic Wand.
Okay, the Magic Wand.
Magic Wand.
Okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? So matter of fact, what do you think about the assassin? What's his name? Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins.
I mean, he's magnificent.
And Jaun McPherson's here, too.
Oh, we about to go in the air with someone.
Wilkins.
Okay, someone. Hey.
We got Wilkins in there.
Oh, it's Ready to Rumble. Big Jeff Woods of Rottweiler. Who am I speaking to? How you doing?
That's him in person. Wilkins.
Hey, Wilkins, what's happening? How you been?
Hey, all right. How y'all doing?
Wilkins.
I hear back there.
Yeah, you got McPherson in here. We got myself and Big Jeff, the Rottweiler. We were just talking about you, how you on your way to the top, man. How you knocking them
man,
off?
Every day is a day. It's a different struggle, man. But I'm definitely fighting, man. You know me. I'll fight through whatever's in my way.
Yeah, I know it. You always have been like this since you were a little guy. You was knocking stuff out of your way, boy. I hate to be the guy standing in front of you. I know that was your quest for a title. Yep.
How you been, Wilkins?
I'm good, man. I just got back from Vegas, man. Actually training with the Mayweather camp and 50 Cent gym.
Okay, yeah. I talked with Douglas Artino. I'm on my way out there next month. And, you know, they say you guys are out there. You and Sean Porter down with the he's from Kenya, Africa. Douglas Artino, he's a light heavyweight. So I'll be out there in June doing some sparring out there and give me some better sparring. Okay, congratulations on your success, though. Okay, Wilkins.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, okay. Wilkins, I hear you got a fight coming up.
Yeah, I got a fight actually Saturday. This Saturday coming up the 25th.
Right, that's what I just told the audience. I wasn't sure the location is going to be where.
Where about you be, Wilkins? Where you going to be boxing at?
It's in Belleville, PA, right close to Pittsburgh.
Okay, near Pittsburgh, yeah. Okay. That is great. I'm just excited. You know, we're going to call you when we get off the air, Juan and I, and hopefully we can make that fight, boy.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I said, Ross, right, I've got a tough opponent in front of me, 7-2, 7 knockouts, Dominican boy. Actually, I believe he's from PA as well, you know, but, you know, I got, my rap sheet speaks for itself, man. I've been in there with the best amateurs in the game. You know, I sparred some of the upcoming pros, and I'm ready to go.
Man, you tough.
Okay, yeah, we can tell. We know. I saw you in action, okay, Wilkins.
I'm a boxing coach, and from a boxing
Lorraine
coach.
Support you, right. The state of Ohio in the city, right.
From a boxing coach perspective, I can second the motion. You are a tough, talented fighter, and we're proud to have you in our area. And we were just naming you and Sean Porter, and Jaun McPherson is back. He's back in the gym. He's got a fight scheduled for next month, and we're going to try to kind of make it a delightful surprise, but but we couldn't hold the beans any longer. We also excited too. But Wilkins, that's great. You know, it's always an honor to talk to you. Youngest, I know you're going to be a world champion soon and rich. That's why I'm trying to stay close friends with you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. You know, I just thank God for every opportunity, every door opening up in my life, man. And you know, I take them all to strive. You know, I work hard, I train hard every day, man. And you know, I'm a family man. I'm laid back. You know, I got a job also that I work. So, you know, I try to take everything in the stride and thank the good Lord for every opportunity, every door He continues to open in my life. You know, if a world title comes, it comes. If not, you know, I'm thankful for the hard work I did put in the business.
You're very humble, Wilkins, and you have I know you always have God in your life, and I admire you for that. And I know that you have a great coach and a great corner, and Freddie, and just a legendary trainer, living legend. And it's just a pleasure to talk to you. And good luck next week.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, Wilkins.
I just want to say, man, the luck, you don't need the luck more. That's it, man. But
that's right.
I'm definitely coming to fight. You know, I come to Rumble, man. I don't come to pity pat and play around, man. It's time to get it in.
We know it already. And we're going to cover your victory next week. We're going to cover your victory next week, too.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
Okay, one day you'll be here at the Ready Rumble show, too, Wilkins, okay? One day you'll make it here to the Ready Rumble to do a live interview with us in the studio.
Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, anytime, just let me know. I'll come in.
Okay, Wilkins,
Thanks, Wilkins.
All right.
All right, man, telling me, buddy. I love y'all, man.
We love you, too. We love you.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk to you next week, Wilkins, after the fight.
Okay, so that's a Wilkins, Santiago, Lorain, Ohio, and then matter of fact, we just named other cities in the state of Ohio. They throw heavy punches too. We even got like other Youngstown, they're heavy up there. Elyria, Ohio throws heavy to the chin. Chillicothe, Ohio, Canton, Ohio, they throw heavy to the chin that way. You know, there's lots all over still in Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, they throw heavy. Mansfield, Ohio, throw heavy. Right, you know, all Cincinnati, they regular down in Cincinnati, Ohio.
A lot of talent
right,
around.
A lot of talent. Out here in Arroyo, Ohio. And Ravenna, Ohio, Kennett, Ohio. You know, all of Ohio's boxing is alive, okay? We're going to go right back now, okay? Right back to the superstar 2004 Olympian, Jaun McPherson. So, one matter of fact, I'm going to tell you right there, who do you think right there now is the best out there pound for pound boxer?
Man, it's a lot. I mean,
you know, it's funny.
It's I can say, Bernard Hopkins, you know what I'm saying? That's one, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching him since I was a kid.
Amazing.
He's
skillful.
Amazing, you know.
Yes, he is. Very tricky.
Accomplished out his life. You know?
Okay, right.
Yes, I agree. He is one. Even though he's 48 years old, just won another world title.
Right,
That's amazing.
Title, right? He's a great fighter.
He is. Bernard Hopkins is the type of fighter that the more you watch him, the more you appreciate him. Because he's full of tricks and real subtle. His skills are very subtle, and his defense is amazing. But he's not the type of fighter that remind you of a Sugar Ray Leonard or a Pernell Whitaker defensively. But when you watch him, he knows how to defend himself very well with just a little shoulder movement and different things. And he is definitely one of the great ones that's going to go down. And
Andre Ward.
Okay, right.
Andre Ward, yes.
Okay, so we're going to take a time out. We're going to speak on a hot segment here with the old school boxing gym. This is the hot new amateur out of Ariel Love. He's a dynamite boxer. His father is a father and team, a father and son team there. Coach Doc Love and his son Ariel Love there. Their photos are being seen there on the screen there. He's a great boxer. Ariel's great. He was, matter of fact, it was like 3 weeks ago, he was in the Ohio Golden Gloves out there in the Brook Park Community Center. Ariel's a great fighter. You know, he's real smooth and elusive. We met them at Zelman George there. They were sparring with Coach Love and his son Ariel. Yes. They're great. You know, his son, he should look out for in Cleveland's boxing. Ariel Love, he's a great boxer. You know, he comes at you heavy chin. He's he's elusive. You know, he does his homework. He doesn't cheat. You know, he's in tip top shape. Then he works out. And we're going to say hello to his father, Coach Doc Love. You know, he's a great trainer. And you and your son keep it up in the old school boxing will grow and be well recognized in the city of Cleveland, Ohio. You know, so that's, great sport. And matter of fact, I met Coach Tim. There's a lot of Coach GMs that come to the Zelman George and Martin King area, Kinsman Road, you know.
Yeah,
and
it's like the meeting place.
Right, they use that facility there to do their boxing.
Sparring.
Right, you
practice,
know.
yeah.
So that's great there. And, you know, I met Coach Fred. He's up there. He's up there. And, matter of fact, ESPN's champ, that was Ray Gray. 1981 Ray Gray.
That's right.
He's up there, you know.
He trains up there.
He's training Ray Gray. That way you can catch him up there at the Zelma George doing training. And then Coach Romeo O'Connor, he's up there the way too. You see Coach Romeo, Coach Ali, they're all up there. There's a good coaching staff and coaching team at the Zelma George boxing area. You can catch them there.
A lot of talented coaches up there in one facility.
Right. Matter of fact, will be Thurgood Marshall's back open now. They were closed down for the repairing of the ceiling there on the 79th in the Huff area. You know what I'm saying? So that's what will be next week with my coach, Forrest Caldwell, with Pal 3 and Pal 3 is there now on the Huff Thurgood Marshall Recreation Center. Okay. So we'll be right back when we come back. We're going to still see with boxing. We'll see with the superstar 2004 Olympian Jaun McPherson and the new co-host who you'll see every Sunday with me, Coach Al Jones. Okay. So we'll be right back with the Ready Rumble Show. See you later. Big Jeff.
See me do a sparring session with McPherson when you come back.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back to the Ready Rumble Show with your host, Big Jeff Woods, the Rottweiler, and holla at your boy, Mr. Cleveland himself. We're back in the studio with my new co-host, Coach Al Jones, and the 2004 Olympian, Jaun McPherson. Okay, now I got a phone call, my sparring partner, Big Chris. You there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here. How y'all doing?
Oh, hey, Face Smash. How you doing? Okay. Matter of fact, we put on the video was set out on Facebook this week. You know, we're over there training, you know, and getting you in tip-top shape. Then I got you doing more than 3-minute rounds. We're doing the whole songs. I got you on the 10 songs in a row. You know, and how's that coming for you?
It's coming good. Great cardio. You know, burn off the calories.
Okay, right. I got you keeping that jab out there because you're 6'5", and I got you keeping that jab out there and throwing that. Matter of fact, you're a southpaw. Your left hand southpaw. You know, he's great, 6'5", a southpaw. He has a sneaky left hand. You know,
just
right.
Stick with it too.
Right.
So every week you call him and he's still working hard.
He comes with me. Right. So he has a sneaky big left hand. He's a southpaw. I made him keep the jab out there and throw that big left hand. You know, keep him coming right at you. You know what I'm saying? So we just matter of fact, went to the gym in the morning. You'll be there, Big Chris.
Yeah, I'll be there
in the morning, and we're doing. You know, the average song is like 3 minutes 40 seconds, so we're doing more than a 3-minute round.
Yeah.
You know, we're going a whole song. We do 10 songs in a row, and then Chris really burns his calories, gets his cardio. He's going to be a powerful puncher. You know what I'm saying? You know, matter of fact, he's security now. He's with the city of Tower City. Down he's security in the Tower City Center, and that's great there. You know.
Yeah, and that can sometimes be a dangerous job. It's just good to be in shape, always.
Right,
always
good.
And it's so healthy.
Yeah,
working out.
Big Chris, are you hip to the boxer Jaun McPherson, Olympian from Ohio? Have you ever met one? Jaun McPherson, my man sitting next here to me.
I heard of him.
Okay, he's a great boxer, Jaun McPherson. He's a great fighter, you know what I'm saying? And you'll get to meet him, Big Chris, you know what I'm saying? And, we'll get you in shape, you know what I'm saying? We're going to shed you down, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we work those bags, work those songs, and then we'll get to the track. Matter of fact, I'm at Case Western Reserve, the track out there, doing my running and wind sprints. So, matter of fact, I was doing Tyson Gay, now I'm doing the Ted Ginn wind sprints. I'm the speed of a wide receiver, you know. I'm really kicking out wind sprints now. I really picture a Ted Ginn in there, just kick them out when I get to the stretch. Go out with the Ted Ginn when he was at Ohio State and the 49ers. So that's what that's what it is. Especially if you're a combinator. If you're a combinator, you really gotta do wind sprints.
He's a punt returner and a kickoff returner, so a
combinator gotta do a lot of wind sprints. So you let him fly. You're not a one punch fighter.
School with that guy.
Okay, Ted Ginn. Okay, right. So so we're not one punch fighters. We throw combinations, and combination guys have to sprint. Because we got a lot of punches fly, we throw ripping combinations, so you don't have when the one punch.
Win and do that, right? The sprints are excellent for that.
Right, the sprints are good for a combinator.
Young boxers out there,
right?
Sprints are so valuable for you.
Right, and you're all over your opponent. You're downstairs on him, upstairs. You're throwing hook to the body, hook to the head. You just got to do wind sprints to be all over your opponent.
Overwhelm him.
Right, you overwhelm with punches, and you go down to his stomach, up to his head. So there's gonna Big Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so I give you the skills, just stick there with me, you know what I'm saying? And, you work the body to the head and then just throw combinations. Like I say, just burn calories, you know what I'm saying? Just keep the punches flying, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so thanks for calling. I'll see you in the gym in the morning, 6 a.m.
I see you.
Okay, Face Master, Big Chris Brown. Take it easy, okay? And we're back at it again. Now we're going to take time out for our birthday segment for the month of May, okay? And that's the Tauruses and Geminis of the world. Happy birthday, everyone in May. And that's also a friend of mine, Miss Tanisha Hasten. Happy birthday, my oldest brother, Harvey Woods Jr. He's a great guy. A friend of mine, Jessica Phillips, she's great there, too, So we're going to say happy birthday to all of the Tauruses and Geminis of America and the world, just that time of year. And we also take time out for our speculation and gossip because I like to read the Star and Inquirer magazines, who's been seen together holding hands, because this is a springtime and the love's in the air. So we got now Tiger Woods are seeing Buffy the Body. They were just singing together. Buffy the Body and Tiger Woods were holding hands there. They were singing Malina, the country Malina loves over the weekend, according to Star and the Inquirer. Then we also have here Chris Tucker and Susan Lucy. Not Chris Tucker, my bad. There was Tom Hanks and Susan Lucy. They had been seen together at Planet Hollywood that way. So, right, in speculation and gossip from the Star and the Inquirer. So, we take those times out, too, for that there, okay? So, we also got the colleges here. Matter of fact, we go straight to this week on May 16th at the Tri-C graduation at the Wolfstein Center there. I took a few photos of the college graduates there, and I was congratulating all the college students of the world because, like I say, you're an inspiration to life itself. Just being a college student, keeping your point average, if your grade point average, and everyone's hoping to be 4.0, in the grade point average, and get a master's, associate's, bachelor's, a PhD, so there's really something there to be a college student just saying that I am, inspiration.
All those that made it.
Right, because, we're tomorrow's leaders. Tomorrow's politicians, doctors, and employers, and everything that comes from the college way. So we're gonna take time and say thanks a lot and for inviting me down to the Tri-C graduation on Thursday, May 16th. I had a great time, and I want to say hello to the College of Case Western Reserve, Akron University, John Carroll, Kent State University, the college I attended, Ashland University, Ashland, Ohio, Cleveland State, Ohio State Buckeyes, the Ohio U in Ohio, Athens, Ohio, Toledo University, Ohio Central State, matter of fact, the Ivy League Harvard University, Brian here in the city of Cleveland, Bryan and Stratton, Remington College, National College, Everest College, you know what I'm saying? If any college we miss, the Miami Hurricanes and Georgetown and Kansas State and also Syracuse, okay? So, we're going to take always to remember it's great to be a college student, you know what I'm saying? And, we're going to put education over illiteracy, there's no sense just being, someone who doesn't understand or know anything. I'm just illiterate, we love knowledge, knowledge is power in the game's way. So we're going to go right back to the 2004 Olympian, Jaun McPherson, let him come take stage one more time, and then I want you to say positive words to the youth, the tough kids out in the street that just doing stupid things. Any way you can, tell them if boxing or anywhere, just leave the streets alone, senseless crimes.
That's been a lot, going on out here in Cleveland, and I pray and wish, that these younger kids, can get their lives together and, be able to just find something, with their time to do, just to keep them from getting in trouble and getting, and all this mess that's out here.
Right, because crime is out there. You know
Remember
what I'm saying?
mess out
right,
there.
you know, and I always tell her, you know, I
They
tell
only
them,
knew.
right, before I join a mean, vicious street drug gang, I rather join the military, you know what I'm saying? You know, I rather just join, you know, I rather join the Army, Navy, Marines before I join a street vicious gang, you know, and the drug vicious mean gang, you know.
Yeah.
People are afraid of you. You're a real mean gang member. You know, I'd rather join the National Guards, you know, someone, you know, the Navy SEAL, you know, I've been in the military, the Navy, the thieves, you know what I'm saying? You know, anything positive, just to live in a stupid life of crime, you know what I'm saying? You know, so that I tell the kids in of any color, you know, tough kids, you know, join the military before you join a mean, vicious gang. You know, all you're going to do is hurt everyone, you know, and cause heartache, you know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, really, the men, the young men that's listening out there, always understand and know that it takes more strength to walk alone. It takes more strength to walk and be right and do right than it does to do wrong. Any weak person can double team somebody or triple team them or jump them or steal or hurt.
Right.
And it don't take any brains to do that, you know. But it takes a lot of strength to walk strong, walk right, you know, stay out of trouble. And guess what? There's automatic rewards in it, too, and automatic punishment on the other side. So, you know, it's just a matter of thinking. You know, sometime when we're young, we listen to peer pressure and other kids that aren't too bright to try to get us in trouble. So you have to really think. You have to always think ahead of time, you know, before your friend, so-called friend runs up to you and says, come on and go with me. These guys jump me. And you take off with him and you're in a world of trouble. So it's always good to think way ahead of the game. And that way you can keep control of your own life and your own destiny. You know,
right, that's right.
Jeff.
Right, you're right. You know, so that's what, you know. And then we go out to the churches too, because they, like I said, we spoke last week with the even if you have been in jail now, thanks to President Bush Jr. and the W. Bush, the military is still an option too, instead of being a repeat offender. I don't have to go back to crime again. The military now allows a felon to enlist now. You know, that's good. Okay, and, you know, then we have the Christians. You know, say hello to all the Christians, the Jews, the Italians. I mean, the Christians, the Catholics, the Muslims. You know, the Masons and the Eastern Stars. Also, Jehovah's Witness. You know, we love all the Christians, the Protestants, the Baptists, the Methodists. You know, any religious people that can help out and lead us the right way. You know,
all Jewish people, everybody.
Well, we don't have to just be bad people in the streets and make the streets unsafe for all of us. Matter of fact, with my church is, like I say, Sweet Pilgrims on 150 and Superior under the Pastor Horace Glover. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all love God. You know, and that's the only way it could be. You know, because even tough guys, you know, we fight, we box, and I'm a security bouncer in nightclubs in '75, but I still take time out to tell God we love Him. And live a drug-free, alcohol and tobacco-free life. So, matter of fact, Juan, you don't mess with any type of tobacco, and you understand about drugs and no alcohol and pure clean living. You know what I'm saying? Not much. So, he's a great guy too. Matter of fact, you're from the Superior, the Quincy area, right? That was a Ward 6.
Yep, Quincy and Cedar.
Okay, that's Ward 6 with Miss Amy Mitchell. She's the councilwoman there. Right. Amy Mitchell is the councilwoman there. Maybe you can find Fairfax Gym, that Fairfax Rec Center that way. Okay. So that's politics. We take time. I say hello to our Mayor Frank Jackson and City Council. You know what I'm saying? And all the councilmen and councilwomen. Zach Reed, Jeff Johnson, Kim Johnson. You know what I'm saying? All these we are great people for our city of Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And life has been great because we believe in our politicians. You know what I'm saying? We need, I go to our councilman if there's any problem, and we go out tonight for the politics, and just really become a community, strong people, strong-minded people for the community, you know what I'm saying? So that's great, especially the Mount Pleasant area up the Kinsman County way. They're great. They're Mount Pleasant, they're good people, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm glad that I got you on now. Coach Al is a co-host, you'll be here with me every Sunday. Matter of fact, I'll be leaving to Las Vegas right on the 10th of the second Monday of June. So,
that's going to be exciting.
Right, So
you'll be out there shooting back information to us. You'll be right in the middle of everything. Floyd Mayweather's camp and everybody. That's where all the world champions.
Right, and I handle pro fighting out that way. And now we already installed a new invited device here, the MP4 device, where we can show live video now here on Ready to Rumble Show. We got the still photos, but we can show the live video coverage. And it'd be better sparring for me out that way. And
it's gonna be great.
Right, and I'll call in you, Coach out, and we handle from there. I'll be on location. You know what I'm saying, in different states, starting up in Las Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, I always wanted to be connected, so I'll be right next.
Right, so we're really on the ball now. The Ready Rumble show has really grown. It's a successful show, and you know, people have helped me grow me with a lot of support. You know, and as a matter of fact, I would like to say a lot of hello to people who helped my show become success. You know, and so
many.
You know, and that's first of all, I would like to say my great friend of my girlfriend, Shadana Holden, her family, the Holden family. Shadana is a nice lady, and I love Shadana and her sons, my stepsons, Chaz and Darius. They've been great kids for me. You know, Shadana's a nice lady. Her whole family are great. You know, saying she was there. You know, when I started off, you know, I was 280 out of shape. You know, and I was at Sarai House. You know, kind of like a tall, chubby guy. You know,
call that out of shape,
right? Yeah, and I got in shape. Now I'm down to 260, 250.
You look great.
I'm sure the right. So Shadana Holden had been there with me, and as a matter of fact, I want her to take the trip to Las Vegas with me. You know, just for her repertoire being a woman. You know, she's never been to Las Vegas on the strip that way.
Why do women love Las Vegas so much?
Well, I'm trying to get Shadana to see if she'll go to Las Vegas with me. You know, see if she make it that way. She's a nice lady. You know. Also, I want people who helped me there. My Fitworks gym downtown in the arcade. You know, the Floyd there. He's the manager. You know, and that's why I work out there. The Fitworks in the arcade now between Prospect and Euclid's gym there. They do now. That's why all my sparring sessions because they got the studio on the wooden
I heard
floor.
about them.
They don't have a ring. They got the wooden floor with a lot of mirrors up there. They teach us self-defense, boxing, MMA, that type of stuff there. You know, you know. When I say hello to Floyd there, Dre, Kara, Jerry, Quantica, you know, Canton, Cannon, Chantel, Big Brian, Big Vincent, you know, Big Seth, Chico, everyone there that's at the Fitworks gym. Okay, and also to my sparring partner, Virginia.
You know all those people that
they work out there.
You know.
No.
What if we had a contest on who knew the most people? I swear, I think you would win, Jeff.
Right. And my partner that got me started, got my deal in out there in Las Vegas, the Virginia Thunder from Roanoke, Virginia, Big Rob Morton. So, you know, me and him did a session, and that got me out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we were right back, holler your boy, Mr. Cleveland, Ohio himself, the Ready Rumble Show, Big Jeff Woods, a Rottweiler. Show with your host Big Jeff Woods, the Rottweiler, with my co-host Coach Al Jones, and on the left to me, 2004 Olympian, Jaun McPherson. Okay, so now we're back to the NBA, but before we go to the NBA, we'll do an announcement because next week there's going to be a Junior Olympic tournament there in Euclid, Ohio. That's going to start the 25th to the 27th, to Monday the 27th. Okay. It's hosted by Corey's coach Dave. He'll be hosting this 2013 Junior Olympic Regional. And it's out there in Euclid Avenue at the Ohio plant there, and it's called the Regional Tournament Boxing Tournament. So everyone, you can make it out there Saturday, May 25th.
It's gonna be a great tournament.
Yeah, Sunday, May 26th at 1 o'clock, and then Monday, May 27th at 12 p.m. So it's gonna be a great. You know, we all be out there taking photos. And matter of fact, Coach Dave will be back in on that next show. That'll be Sunday, June 2nd. We'll have Coach Dave back here in the studio from Corey's Boxing Gym with the update and results of his tournament here, the regionals this next weekend coming. Okay, so we're just sitting here.
All those that don't know out there, that tournament, all the state champions are going to meet in that tournament. The 5 surrounding states around Ohio and the Ohio champions are going to meet that next weekend to bang it out to see who becomes the regional champions and move on to the nationals. So that's
one of the toughest tournaments. You know, that's one of the toughest tournaments.
That's right. Okay. Jaun McPherson should know. I've always agreed as a coach that the Junior Olympics is one of the toughest tournaments in all of boxing, which you wouldn't think so, but it is. It's just so many, hundreds and thousands of talented kids from all over the country, all the best, can bang it out in this tournament. And Juan won it both years. that he competed in it. And if you win for your country, if you win the United States Championship, you move on to the world. And he won that also. He's one of the few fighters in history to win both years that the youth have opportunity to compete in that tournament. You have to be 15 or 16 years old to compete in it. And he won it both years. Roy Jones won it both years. Ray Leonard won it twice. De La Hoya won it twice. And a couple more. Tyson won it twice. But that's about it. It may be one other boxer that won it twice, but it's not easy to win it twice. Oh, and Aaron Williams from Cleveland won it twice. He'd kill me if I didn't mention his name.
Okay.
But that's great. That was Juan's teammate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, so we're going to check the gold rollie, and the gold rollie test is NBA time. Okay, last night's the playoffs is over. It's time for the finals. And who we got now? We got the Miami Heat and versus the Indiana Pacers. And then on the West, we have the Memphis versus the, who would that be? The Memphis Grizzlies versus San Antonio. That'll be what we got now for the, for who will reach the championship, the 2013 NBA men's basketball. So, we're going to take
You
time.
think the Heat's going to get knocked off, Big Jeff?
No, LeBron.
They're down, man. They're down.
Well, they've always been slow starters. They usually lose the first or two games and they come back. LeBron kicks it in, takes it up a notch. This is probably be the same thing.
What is it, 2-1 now?
Yeah, this is game one.
I thought it was 3-1.
3-1. No,
Isn't it 3-1?
No, it's just a game one. It just started now. It's just started. This will be game one of the series.
We're on two different parallel universes.
Right, we're with the Miami Heat and Indiana just beat Kentucky. The Knicks last night. Right. The game that was game 6. Indiana beat the Knicks in Indiana, so they're just now getting game one started with the Heat. You understand? Last night's game, Saturday night, Indiana finished at home. They eliminated the New York Knicks. So, but what we've got now, the hottest center in NBA is Phil Hubbard. With the new Indiana Pacers, and then we got Danny Granger, these guys. So it's going to be a great series there with the Pacers and the Heat.
You know what it was? It was the third seed is Indiana.
Right, the third seed.
That's what I thought it was. I thought they were up 3 games.
Right, it was just
Miami's number 1.
Right,
and Indiana's the third seed.
Yes.
Okay, my mistake.
We got
LG's bad. I'm bad.
Yeah. Okay, because it was eliminated.
Wishful thinking. Or?
Right, the elimination was last night. The
Pacers, got it, Coach.
Right, the Pacers beat the. Pacers beat the Knicks last night, in Indiana, so it's coming down game one. And Memphis and San Antonio Spurs are playing now, so it'll probably be between San Antonio and the Heat again. LeBron probably need this for his revenge anyway. Because that's when it was Cleveland Cavaliers. Right. They got swept in that championship. That was like 05, 06 there.
That's right.
When it was the Cavaliers versus the San Antonio Spurs.
I remember that.
Right. LeBron's
Unfortunately.
LeBron's first trip to the championship. They beat the Detroit Pistons to play the San Antonio Spurs, and they lost all 4 games.
Swept.
Yeah, they got swept. So LeBron needs to see San Antonio again now that he's with the Heat. Juan, what do you think about the NBA?
I'm mostly, a boxing fan. I like, watching, boxing. But, I watch a little basketball, football here and there.
Okay.
There's a little bit of boxing that takes place on some of them rebounds, man.
Right. You're going to tell... Oh, I just got that. I'm kind of slow, LG. Our great producer, LG, got some great jokes.
Okay, yeah.
hey, Juan, you're going to mention Andre Ward.
Yeah, Ward...
Yeah, in your opinion, you were saying that you think he's one of the better.
One of the best pound for pound, fighters that's out here today.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Andre Ward. Yeah, y'all grew up together. Yeah. You and Andre. Y'all used to
go to world championships,
U.S. Olympic program together and on the U.S. team together, and y'all traveled all over the world together, and y'all whooped butt together. Can you say butt? Can you say butt on?
What happened?
You can say anything on this show.
Okay, whatever happened to Mickey Bay? How is he? He okay, Mick?
I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't heard from Mickey Bay.
I've been watching his
trying
fights.
to keep up with Mickey Bay. They haven't been. I think Mickey got injured a couple times in between his career, but he's still undefeated. Still a great fighter.
Shouts out to Mickey Bay.
He grew up. He grew up with Jaun McPherson. You know,
grew up together, right?
Looking up to the great one over there, and Juan's. I meant to mention Juan how handsome you were looking today on the show, and
Okay. He just
punch
took
me.
off shit. Yeah.
No, look, I'm trying to get in.
I think we ought to put them gloves on and
Yeah.
get the Rottweiler and
Right,
McPherson a little spot
right, because like the ladies, once a matter of fact, a fine young sister once told me, like, lady, she said, well, you can tell a boxer from his success to his face, the less scars and smashes. I mean, he's a great fighter. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So hit me off one time. We're not messed up in the face. They mean we're great fighters.
That's right.
Let the women tell it, because they say, let me see your face, and if it ain't messed up, then you are a great boxer. I'll come see you, me and my girls. So that's
true. When Juan, we did a press conference, we hung out with. We didn't hang out. That's a bad choice of words. But we spent 2 weeks with Mike Tyson. We were promoting one of Juan's fights and Tyson's fights. They fought on the same card in Youngstown, Ohio, and so we did a lot of press conferences and interviews and things because McPherson's name rings in this area, and the fight was in Youngstown, and Tyson, of course, was making a comeback. He was doing an exhibition, though, at the time. A few years ago, I don't know if any of y'all remember, but they sold out the joint in Youngstown. It was a great show. But Tyson saw McPherson fight on that show, and he said, boy, you got the greatest defense I've seen in a long time. And McPherson and Andre Ward, both, when they were in the U.S. program, they always beat the computers. They said they had computer scoring, and they had the lowest scores as far as getting punched. Everybody on the whole team, Jaun McPherson and Andre Ward, great defense. He's just an amazing defensive fighter, Jeff. And and then we had Floyd Mayweather. He's another fan of Juan, so they're very close. Mayweather been knowing Juan since he was a young teenager, and Juan always admired Floyd, and they spend a lot of time together, too. Every time we go out to Las Vegas, we spend time with Floyd. And Andre Durrell, another great #1 contender currently, is a close friend of Juan's, and so they all stay in touch with each other, and I'm really glad about that. I'm happy. Everybody. Timothy Bradley, Juan fought Timothy Bradley 3 times as an amateur. Timothy Bradley, current world champion, welterweight world champion. What a great fighter he is, in my opinion, one of the greatest today. Back in the amateurs, McPherson came out on top every time. Because McPherson was second to nobody. All those guys we just named, he was #1 and still #1. That's why we're so excited to have him back.
So when we're going to get the title shot?
Oh, we figure maybe 4 fights down the road. We're in no hurry. He's had a long layoff, so we got to take our time, and make sure his conditioning is top notch. Maybe we'll hang out with Big Jeff. I know he'll work us, I can tell.
Yeah, hang out, do some sparring, do some running, all that. Yeah,
right.
We work out all the time. Right before I go to Las Vegas, I'm not staying for like 2-3 weeks, and I'll be right back anyway. But before I go,
how long you staying?
A good 2 weeks. I'll be back before the 1st of July. I'm eating my barbecue here for the 4th of July. I'll be in Ohio, Cleveland, for the 4th of July celebration. We're downtown mall, see the rib cook-off and pizza cook-off. I'll be right back in the 5-star.
Love Cleveland in the summertime.
Beautiful city of Cleveland, Ohio, 5-star city. I'll be right here for the rib cook-off at Mall C and the pizza. So I'm just doing 2 weeks up there in Vegas, and I'll be right back, and that'd be good for us all, So we're going to move right now to baseball, you know what I'm saying? My Red Hot Indians, they're still tied first place for the Tigers.
No, man, we took it away today.
Okay, we're first place.
All by ourselves, one game up.
Okay, we don't even share with the Tigers. They're in the American League Central there.
We had Masterson pitched a shutout again today, Big Jeff.
Okay, so go try.
I love Masterson.
Go Indians, and that's what we need.
It's 19 innings, I think he's thrown now. Yeah. Without letting up a run.
Without run, I mean.
Well, 9 plus 7 is what? 16 innings.
That's amazing.
16 innings, Rottweiler.
Shutout pitching.
Okay.
No runs.
Okay, so
Justin Masterson.
All right, so Indians are red hot back in the first place again. That's what we need, red hot Indians. But then still American.
They won 16 out of the last 20, Big Jeff.
Okay, right.
Kind of like your fights, man.
Right. So that's
let's hope not. I think Jeff got all wins.
Yeah, I had no losses. No losses. No loss. You know what I'm saying? We got the American League East. That's the Boston. They're still in #1 place there. And then the West, still the Rangers. They're still leading the Texas Rangers. And then we go National. It's always going to be the Atlanta Braves. That way, the Braves. And the Central is St. Louis. There, St. Louis Cardinals. And then in the West, we got the San Francisco Giants. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, but yeah, back to boxing. I'm undefeated. I never been down.
I know that.
And, I never lost.
I do my research.
Right, and I always tell you how I told that one kid that was here. His name was Tommy Ellis. I go out and I recruit myself and make people come see me. That way, I make sure I got the edge because I initiate to come see me. I'm not going to let you tell your wife and family come see me. I'm going to take a loss in front of you. So that's why I'm coming heavy. I'm promoting.
That's
I'm
right,
saying,
to the chin.
Yeah, bring your family, your kids out here. I mean, and I ain't going to let you down. You won't see me lose. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
so we love boxing.
That's right. He did tell him that.
Right. And that's Tommy Ellis. He wanted to get it with the boxing at the Ballard Ballroom down in Bill Goddard's fight. His coach J.B. Bailey, and Earl B. Turners. They're great guys. Earl B. Turners.
Let me ask you a question, Rottweiler.
Right.
Big Jeff Woods.
Right.
Serious question.
Okay.
If we could land a fight with one of them Klitschko's, what would happen?
Will be the same thing. I seen a film that was yesterday of him and Ray Austin. Ray's a great friend of mine. And I seen what it was. The Ray didn't come out really attacking like I would. Ray they were just touch and go with jabs the first round. And I have the edge. So what I would do is go 2 or 3 rounds. I would finish either Klitschko in 3 rounds, like an amateur bout. The way I attack, the way I'm ready. I'm top notch now. I threw that out there with the Virginia Thunder. The way I'm coming now, upstairs, downstairs. I'm a roller over you. I'm gonna do something make you miss me. I'm hard to hit. So it's real quick. It'll be a quick fight. No more than 3 rounds, either brother.
Ooh.
There you have it.
Overhand.
That's why they're ducking you, man.
Right, and I can go over the jab.
I know that.
I can go over your jab. I have a long arm. That's my gift too. If you throw your jab, I can go over the top of your jab and catch your overhand with chin to a left hook. I'm really real crafty with my skills. I'm saying,
so let's bring it on, Klitschko's.
Right. So if you're a guy known such as a jab, I can go over the top of your jab and knock you out overhand, right, left hook, and it's over. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for logging in.
Music.
Yeah. So thanks for logging in. The rest of the world, we're all over the world.
My wife. I'm coming home,
all
honey.
over. And
I love you so much.
the Ready Roma show has been a success and still a success because I have my new co-host, Coach Al
Best
Jones.
wife
You know
in
what I'm
the
saying?
world.
And thanks a lot to Olympian Jaun McPherson. Thanks, Juan, for coming to the show. Okay, we'll see you next Sunday, same time, every Sunday from 8 to 9. Ready Roma show with your boy, Big Jeff Woods of Rottweiler, coming out of Cleveland, Ohio. We're gone.
Jaun McPherson. Really him. Back.